Hello students, welcome to class, which is just going to be on my porch, me talking a little bit about the psychology of the human mind. For those of you who are new here, I am That Vegan Teacher, I am Miss KADIE, and I am on social media for one reason only, and that is to try to raise awareness about the suffering of the animals on the planet. So thanks a lot for being here. Today I'm going to just tell you a little bit about a trip that I made to the local coffee shop. I rode my bike there and I got in and I asked at this little coffee shop if they had any vegan options, and they said nope. I said, are you sure? Nothing? Like a little cookie, a little piece of cake, a little pastry, anything at all that doesn't contain meat, dairy, eggs? And they said no, not really. So I said, okay, I'll have a cup of tea. So I had a cup of tea, and then I asked one of the young ladies behind the counter if she knew what happened in the meat, dairy, and egg industries. And sort of there were three of them, and they kind of said, well, sort of, not really that much. I said, well, have you ever seen any documentaries or videos or anything? And so one of them said that yes, she had. I don't know how old this person was, but I think about 20, 19, something like that. She said she was finishing up her college, so must be around that age, or I don't know. Anyway, the older you get, the harder it is to tell people's ages. They all look so young. But she said, yeah, she knew a little bit. She had seen some documentaries, and I said, oh, that's great. Which ones? And she mentioned Cowspiracy, and she mentioned Seaspiracy. And so these are two kind of important documentaries that she had seen. So I said to her, oh, how did you come across them? And she said that she was taking a course, and the teacher, it was about the environment, and the teacher presented these two movies. And I was really curious about her thoughts on it. And I said, are you vegan? And she said, no. And I said, but you've seen these documentaries? And she said, yeah, we watched them from the environmental perspective. We found out how, how being vegan is good for the environment. And I said, okay, so when you were presented these videos by your college professor, did she ever talk about the animals and how the animals feel? Because these two videos are primarily about the dairy industry and about the incredible amounts of overfishing that happen in the oceans. So these are two big environmental issues, but also they talk a lot about the feelings of the animals and how horrifically they're treated. And she said, no, she kind of just presented it, the teacher did, from a perspective of the environment. And I said, so she never even asked you guys, like, how do you think the animals feel? And she said, no, not really. And I said, so you guys saw these videos that are so shocking about how the animals are treated, and did you ever have any kind of class discussion about it? And she said, I don't really think so. So I said, what about your papers that you had to write, or exams? Did they talk about at all the fact that these animals are so exploited? I mean, it is clear in the video. They tell you exactly what happens to the dairy industry, that the baby cows are removed from their mothers, that they are murdered at just a young age, and so everything that's bad that happens in the dairy industry, I mean, there's sexual assault, that's the first thing, because they assault the males to take the sperm, they assault the females to insert the sperm into the female, and then they take away the babies. So there's like sexual assault, and then there's kidnapping, and then there's stealing of the milk, and then there's finally murder at the end of the baby and of the mother. She's considered to be spent at just 4 years old, whereas cows can live to 20 years old. And I said, you guys never talked about that at all. She said, not really. So that's when I realized how fucked up the world is. I mean, these are teachers. Why do they not teach at any kind of a part of ethics behind that? So I said to her, I said, was your teacher vegan? She said, well, I don't think so. And I said, I'm pretty sure she wasn't either. I said, do you have any kind of an idea? Do you have an idea, a hypothesis about why your teacher would not talk to you guys about these animals and what's going through? And she went with them, and she said, probably they didn't want to seem like they were pushing their ideas on us, or like fanatics. So I said to her, well, animals are just like another group, similar to the way that humans are, in the sense that some humans judge other humans as being lesser than. For example, there's prejudices that go on in the world. And then the way that we treat the animals, there's also other kinds of prejudices. We are prejudiced against them. We are speciesist against them just based on the way that they look. Excuse me. And so I said, you know, if your teacher was talking about, let's say, the LGBTQ community or the dark-skinned community, do you think that she would be accused of being, you know, shoving her opinions down their throat just to ask the class, like, how do you think it feels to be a minority in today's society? How do you think it feels like to be a member of the LGBTQ if you are targeted, or to be a dark-skinned person and to know, let's say, that George Floyd was murdered by a cop sitting on his neck? I mean, I don't understand that. So this is what I'm talking about. We have a truly vegan-phobic world. We have people who are prejudiced against vegans and who just close their eyes to see the suffering that the animals go through, and not to mention what the activists go through. Activists suffer from dystopia, the anguish of being vegan in a non-vegan world. And here was this young lady, this impressionable young lady in college, and her professor completely failed her. So interestingly enough, after that, I was sitting nearby. It was a cafe without the music very loud, and the tables were fairly close together, so it was kind of easy to hear other people's conversations. I was there working at my computer, and I heard there were two teachers there, and I didn't really actually hear what they said, but I got up to get a napkin, and one of them said, hey, I like your sweater. And I said, oh, thanks. And they said, one of them said, oh, my husband's vegan. So an immediate alarm bell went off in my head, because I thought, how the fuck can your husband be vegan and you not? How can he stand to live with you when you bring these dead bodies in the house? But I remained kind of neutral on the outside. On the inside, I was thinking, okay, I want to find out more, because, you know, we shouldn't jump to conclusions. So I asked her a little bit more about it. First of all, I found out that they were teachers at a local high school here. One of them was an English teacher, one was a math teacher. So I asked, you know, how is that? And anyways, you know what it's like. You vegans, you must understand that I found out pretty quickly that, in fact, the husband was not really vegan. He only ate meat once in a while. So I said, your husband's not vegan. She said, well, yeah, he is. He just eats meat like once in a while when he buys it for me. And he does the shopping. He brings home the meat for her. And I said, you know, I told her the story about how I used to think that I was being good because I was vegetarian, I was vegan even, and but I was still buying non-vegan dog food for Bella. And somebody pointed out that you're not actually vegan if you're paying somebody to kill animals for your animal. And then I changed. I saw the light bulb, and I said, okay, good point, you're right, I gotta change. So I tried to give this message to her that, you know, if your husband is truly vegan, he wouldn't be buying meat for you, and you know, you're basically you know, making it difficult for him to actually be an ethical vegan if that's what he really cares about. But of course, it's probably just somebody who wants to eat more plants because they thought it was healthy for them and really doesn't understand what veganism is all about. Her partner sitting across the table, her teacher, her colleague, piped up and said, yeah, well, you know, we're not, you know, lions eat other animals, so why can't we? Well, remember that I never initiated this conversation in the first place, actually, except by wearing my sweater to the restaurant, which I do to help get some people to get some clicks. You know, it takes 100 clicks to become vegan. And so she said this statement about, well, the lions eat other animals. It's been going on forever. And I just thought to myself, what are you? Are you one of the 11-year-olds in my comment section over on TikTok? Or even here, actually, over on YouTube? I thought to myself, this woman can't be serious. But as I tell you, in real life, when you're doing activism, it's different than when you're doing it online, because you're sitting there right in front of the people, and every little nuance of your body is going to be picked up as either being aggressive or as being, okay, maybe this person is a little bit open. And so one has to take a position of an open body to be looking vulnerable, and one has to try to do a lot of active listening. So it's not so easy when you want to just basically scream at people and say, how crazy are you? Do you actually believe this shit? And how the fuck can you be a school teacher and let kids believe this shit? How can there be so many teachers who are such cowards and so ignorant? So teachers, go out there and learn. Watch the documentaries. How the hell have you never even heard of them? And if you're showing them to your students, for God's sakes, talk about the ethics of how the animals are feeling as well. It's not just about us, humans. There are sentient beings involved. Animals are here on the planet with us, not for us. So, I don't know if there's any teachers watching, and most probably if they are, they're probably thinking, oh, there she goes lecturing us again, which is crazy. It's another thing that happened today on TikTok. This will be my last story, then I'll let you guys go. On TikTok, there was this young woman, and she was posing like they always do, like, I'm in this outfit, and I'm in this outfit, and then another outfit, and I was scrolling, and it's just like one outfit after another. I'm thinking to myself, how many fucking clothes does this girl have? Anyway, she was about, I don't know, 25 or something like that. And so I did a duet with her. And my duet, I just sat there with this shirt on. And she, this is the interesting thing I forgot. It's important. She was saying, I look nice. I look gorgeous on the outside, but on the inside, I'm sad. I'm not doing too well. Something to that effect. The inside is not the same. So I just sat there in a 15-second duet, and I had my shirt on, and I was drinking my tea, and then above it I wrote something like, well, if you want to try to find happiness, you got to stop treating your body like a morgue. You're putting dead things into your body, like body parts. Like, these are animals that we're living, and maybe it'll help you feel a little bit happier if you start to care about them and not just your looks. Now, of course, I didn't say it that way straight out, but this person took offense and said, there she goes again. There goes that vegan teacher being such a bully. The person is literally so superficial that all she cares about is her looks, and then goes in there and says, but feel sorry for me, because I might have all this money to buy all these outfits, but you should feel bad for me because I have depression. Well, you might just think that maybe the reason that you have some of your depression is because you are out there paying money to murder animals. So, my advice to you is this. If you're depressed and you're not vegan yet, what the fuck are you waiting for? Be vegan. Stop putting death inside of you. Stop paying people to hurt others. How can you possibly sleep at night knowing that you do this? The chickens, the cows, the pigs, all of these animals need you. And if you are ever thinking like you just want to end your life because it's so bad, well, think again. You have a job to do. We need you to help us protect the animals. You're not going to do any good if you're 6 feet under. Now, come on. Roll up your sleeves. Come over to my channel. Subscribe, press the notification bell, and help us get the animals out of hell. Yeah? Good. Thanks for listening. I'm gonna go now. Put some videos on the screen. Go ahead and click on them. Be curious. Look around my site. There's over 1,600 videos to look at. Thanks again for being here. And give yourself a big hug, because I know I'm giving you a lot of hard information to swallow, and I know you just want to triangle me, but just stay with me. It's not me that you hate. It's really just a reflection. I'm telling you that you need to be a better person, and nobody wants to hear that. Everyone wants to think that they're the best. All of us can improve. All of us can learn. I'm learning every single day with the people that I meet, with things that I read. I am always changing, always evolving. Thanks for listening. I'll see you tomorrow.